So welcome to the Startup Agenda. What's your name and your startup? Explain a bit.
Martin Penaflor from Acquisition Apps Incorporated. So I'm the chief architect of the company. So we provide affordable and quality market research to our customers using our application called Tangere.
So that's your one sentence thing. So it's basically polling, surveys, stuff like that.
Yeah. Market research. We're not only a market research survey company, we also provide advertisements to our customers using our application.
Okay, so let's go to the presentation and see. So that's you.
All right. The problem that we're trying to solve is, based on our research, this was done like 3 to 5 years ago. The average cost per respondents of traditional market research companies are like 1,300 per respondents. So imagine,
per user?
Yeah, per respondent.
That's expensive. Okay.
Imagine if you're like getting 2,000 respondents, you need to pay 2.6 million plus a premium to them.
So that's like the what's the SWS services?
Yeah, it's right now it's election season, so that's for the poll companies, SWS and Pulsation.
So they make a lot of money. And they're making
they're supposed to be
respondent,
non-profit. I don't know. So,
but it still costs more than what you're going to propose. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely this is something that can only be afforded by large enterprises, by large companies. So what we're trying to do is provide a solution using our application. Tangere is an incentivized mobile application for our respondents. So meaning, whenever they respond to our questions in the application that are live in the app, they will earn points. So the points, they will use it like to redeem items.
Is it money or points? Just points?
Points. We call it Tangere points or TP.
Okay. Right,
so
TP.
those TP, they can use it to redeem items such as GCs from our partners. Like, for example, we gave out GCs from Jerry's Grill, Pampanga's Best.
Okay, so if you're doing a survey for a restaurant, then they can then get rewards based on what they've done. But you can share those rewards across multiple respondents, right?
Correct, sir. So
Okay.
it's basically a peso per every Tangere points. Aside from that, we have weekly raffles. We're registered with the DTI. So all of our raffles are legitimate. So there they have the chance to win like phones, cash, flights. In fact, this week we're giving away a phone from Huawei and a trip to Davao for 2.
But they don't have to use their points to enter.
It's automatic. Every time you vote using the application, you will earn raffle points. At the same time, it has another use, which is for points redemption.
Okay.
So that's for our respondents. For our customers, we provide them affordable and real-time market research. They don't need to wait like weeks, months before they can get their data.
But is it real time or is it 1 or 2 days or?
The data in the application is real time, but what we did is we invested on a top of the line business intelligence tools. It's the Rolls Royce of business intelligence. So if they want deep dive analytics, like how many respondents for this age group, for this gender, socioeconomic status, we provide those data after 2 days.
Okay.
Still faster, 10 times faster than the traditional marketing.
So how much does it cost them, or are you going to cover that?
It's there in the next slide.
All right, let's have a look. So these are some examples of
samples of the studies that we did. So it's a survey that we conducted last Feb during our formal launch. So what we did is we gathered sentiments of people across the Philippines on their. We wanted to educate them first about the implications of the lowering of, let's say, the criminal liability from 15 to 9 years old. Educate them on the benefit of if we legalize medical marijuana.
So what you want the feedback from the users and then give that to whoever wants to vote on it or decide.
Correct.
Okay. So, but how much is it? I mean, how are you going to get the users? Or are you going to cover that as well? Are you?
Of course.
So, for example, if Jerry's Grill was putting up the research here, how much did they pay? How much should they pay on average?
We have a standard rate, so it varies, depends on the rate. It varies, depends on the scope of the survey. For example, if it's a nationwide survey, it's easy to get respondents nationwide, so we have a standard rate for it. But if it's customized, like for example, this company, we only want to target like mothers with 2 children from ages 7 to 12. So that will be a customized survey with a different pricing.
But so what's the standard pricing?
Normally, what we offer, starting plan for 10 questions is around 60 to 70,000. Then it comes already
for
with
how many respondents?
1,800 respondents.
So that works out, what, 5 pesos each or something?
Something like that. Around that range. So that's what I mentioned earlier. So that's plan 1. We have a flexible pricing plan. So we have 3 pricing plans. So that's the lowest pricing plan that we have. We already provide the analytics dashboard. It's already included. And then we create a market research report that will be created by our market research director with 2 decades of experience in the market research industry.
So your background is?
My background is I'm a consultant. I've been a consultant with EPLDT for more than a decade already. Most of my clients are those accounts. Pampangas Best, Jerry's Grill.
Oh, so you were doing that for PLDT or doing surveys?
I'm a former SAP consultant.
Okay.
So most of my clients are SMEs and I know how great their products are. But in terms of budget for market research, they will rather spend it on like a new product line, a new equipment. So I want to help them.
Yeah, if they're going to spend money, then maybe they should know what they should be spending money on.
Correct.
Which direction to go. So you're making it cheaper for them to do it. Okay. So you're looking for 10 million for 15%, huh?
All right.
So what traction have you got so far?
That's our conservative financials projection. Right now, in terms of traction, in terms of our downloads, we are already at almost 50,000 at the Google Play Store. We plan to release the iOS version this month. It's May, so we plan to release the iOS version this month. So we're finishing.
Most of the users will be Android though, won't they? Most will be Android users?
Yeah. Almost 50 are Android users.
And it's all mobile, no website, just mobile.
That's in our pipeline. So
okay.
to have like a web-based version.
Responsive web views. Yeah. So what's the traction so far then? You've got you've got a number of clients?
We have paying clients already from both private sector and public sector. For private sector, we're targeting small and medium enterprises, particularly on the food and consumer goods industry. For the public sector, it's election season. So we've got clients from both.
So are you getting a lot of that, or is it just a small part of your business at the moment?
It's right now the balance is mostly public sector because of the elections.
Okay, because that's going to die down soon, and then you're going to be.
Yeah. Then we'll shift our focus now on the private sector. We already have multiple prospects in our pipeline. Our account manager is a former country head of SAP and Oracle, so he knows what he's doing in terms of sales. Okay.
So in terms of income, you've got...
That's our projected sales revenue for year 1.
But what are you doing right now? Are you doing anything now, money-wise?
We're at... I can say we're at 5% of that, or 5 to 10% around
of
that
of our target. Million?
Yeah.
Because you've got a valuation, if you're putting out 15 million, you're saying your company's worth...
around 6 to 7 million pesos. Based on a profit and earnings ratio.
So if someone's going to put money in, how long before they get the money back? Just, that's the obvious question.
Of course.
Or how much would, how long would it be before they start earning dividends, for example, or some kind of return? So if I put 10 million in, how long would it take to get me back? When were you going to make at least 15%? You'd have to make 60 million or 70 million.
Correct.
So when do you think you'd make that? Let's see.
Given that one, around that, on the third year,
Probably the third year. So my return would be only in the third year, right?
Of course.
I have to wait that long, huh? I mean, personally, I'm interested because for TechCash, I want to put in incentives or rewards. So if they answer questions, polls, we can require certain types of information. We already have that, especially for verified users. Are you a real person? How old you are you female, male, etc. So that'd be something I'd love to be able to slot in, especially if you've got an API. But do you have an API to plug in?
We haven't built an API. So all of our surveys are made using our admin server. So we only have we have the access for the survey. So
have you got anything you can show on the app at all?
Nope. Only screenshots.
You haven't got a working app yet.
The app is live at the Google Play Store. So right now,
what we can do is we can show it. You can show it.
So right now is hopefully still got battery. Yeah. So right now, we're doing a survey on party list candidates. There are around 134 party lists here. So what we wanted to do is...
That's a lot of party.
Yeah, I know. So what we wanted to do is to educate our users in terms of the advocacies of each party list and who are the representatives for each party list. Like for example, this party list, the name, it doesn't represent his advocacy. It's totally different. And then for example, this party list, it's represented by a traditional politician.
Right.
So we wanted to educate our users first before they rank the party list based on advocacy. And then last week, for example, we did a survey on COMELEC. So we presented the news whether people still trust the election systems here. You'll be surprised on the results.
Do they?
Yeah, you'll be surprised. But
they do trust it or they don't?
88% of the respondents said that they still trust COMELEC. However, on the top of their mind, 2 out of 3 respondents said that there's a nationwide dayaan, the cheating going on here in the elections. Filipinos are really contradicting. We actually did a focus group discussion.
Yeah, so you get that information coming in from the app.
Yeah, we presented it to the traditional media this week, last Tuesday at the Manila Hotel, and then it was presented all over the traditional newspapers, and hopefully it's in the news.
Hopefully. Good coverage for you, right?
Right. It's free publicity for us.
So sure.
We also cover like recent events, like if you're familiar with what happened between the Binays.
Yes.
So we asked the respondents on
what
whether...
What do you think? Do you like it? Is it really exciting, or do you want more of this, or you don't like it?
Whether this will have an effect on their image, for
so
example.
What was it?
If you
we want more of it, or...
If you check the results now, so the survey...
the users can actually check, okay.
The current events...
I would have put it under entertainment, but...
Yeah, I place it under current events. So 35.2% said that the incident had an effect on the image of Abi Binay.
Yeah.
Almost the respondents, if you check here the results,
interesting, equal.
they're saying that it's almost a third said that it will have a negative effect on their image. We're also doing, we try to make this light as well. So every week we insert in like entertainment questions.
But that's
like,
not paid by anyone. It's just
that's commissioned by us. So
but
just to make it fun.
Points, or?
They will still get points. Like for example, we did it's Avengers week. So we did like who's the lookalike of this Avenger, for example. If you're familiar with Cheese Escudero, the lookalike of we call it ka-lookalike. It's loading.
Yeah.
It's the lookalike of what's his name? Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Oh, okay.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Cheese Escudero and John Lloyd Cruz for Iron Man. If you're familiar with John Lloyd, but before But before he grew his mustache.
That's
just
cool.
loading here.
So there's a bit of fun element, and there are apps you can download it now and actually take part in it already.
You can take part of it, earn points, and take advantage of our weekly promos.
So what are you going to do with the money? Say, 10% for 15%. Have you got anyone interested in investing already, or?
We're honestly talking to different investors. Our main goal with the investment, with that sum, is to help us reach 100 customers for the small and medium enterprises this year, and to get around 130,000 downloads both in Androids and iOS.
How do you promote to the users? Is it just word of mouth, or?
It's a combination of word of mouth. So we're privileged to have been blessed with the MRT advertisement. So it's running in
free?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a trial there, so we took advantage of it. So our ads are running 24/7 at MRT and LRT.
I suppose you could always do X deals, for advertising, and then they get response back. They can run.
Correct. We're also doing X deals with hotels, for example, to giveaways, and then we promote your page for free. But we're primarily leveraging on social media, and Google advertisements.
So it doesn't, it's cheap way of acquiring the users.
It's cheap.
And if they know they get something out of it and they can take part, but you're limited to a small slice of 1,800 users. So you can expand that to say, well, we've got 100,000. You can have 20,000 users that have taken part. Do you limit how many people can take part, or are you just saying whoever comes in, or do you have? Is it based on the customer says I only want 2,000 responses, or I want as many as you can give me?
Right.
But you charge on a per user then,
Correct.
because okay, you get rewards.
So what we do is our market research director, when we receive the sales order from the customer, is she will create a market research program that already includes the margin of errors, the some statistical procedures.
What is the margin of error on this?
Normally around 3 to 5%, but this is a new way of gathering data. So there's a term here that she mentioned, which I forgot. So, but in the program, it already contains this should be the number of respondents per demographic, so that it will be equally distributed and our data will not be skewed, for example, to the millennials. So she will be the one who creates that.
So you have to pick your all over, right? So they're well represented.
Correct. And then once she creates that program, we target now the surveys, the questions to those respondents belonging to those demographics.
Okay.
And that's where we get their data.
So
once they respond to our questions.
I think it's difficult to know accurately until you get real data coming, like who's going to vote for so-and-so, and then the actual votes come in, and then you say, oh, it's pretty accurate.
Correct.
So that's history will tell on that. So, so how are you going to spend the money?
For marketing, research and development, of course. We're looking at, right now I'm the one who's building the app, testing it, so, and I'm also focusing on sales as part of the job of startup CEOs.
How many people have you got?
I got 10 account managers right now working on commission. So right now we're at 20 in the team. So we got guys from marketing, sales, finance, and statisticians.
So they're going out and selling to the customers. So you've got a sales team going on commission only, right?
On commission.
Is that how your business has come in so far?
Yep.
Okay.
Commissions, referrals, we're doing affiliate programs. Right now we got partnership with different companies here, international and local companies that we can upsell each other. For example, if you have a point of sale system, then you can be like the front end system or the back end system, sorry. Then our application can be the front end system. For example, we're targeting the restaurants industry. So your system for point of sales would be the back end, and then our system here will be the front end. We get the customer service satisfaction, for example.
Okay.
You get the point of sales, the sales per item, for example.
So if they do that on the point of sale, did you like this or whatever, do they get paid rewards? The customers actually, so you're handling the rewards for doing that as well for the restaurants. That's pretty cool. That's good. Okay, so you're, what percentage budget we should go for like development of the apps, and then what for sales of that 10 million? What do you reckon?
40% based on our based on our deck. So 40%, it's not there pala. Sorry. 40% of the amount will be spent on marketing. We're projecting around 30% on research and development. That includes getting 2 developers full-time to work with us, full-stack developers. That includes the rest of the money will be used for operations.
So what's your burn rate right now? What you're spending a month?
A month we're spending around, most of our expenses are for the cost of sales, which are the prices that we're giving out. Our burn rate is around 120,000 a month, which we are bootstrapping. But we're lucky to have revenues now, so we're using the customers.
You might not need to raise any money. No, obviously that's the best result if you're making money already.
Of course, yeah.
But you can carry on like this for a while. You don't have to worry about too much, or
because it's election season. So after June, for example, come June, there might not be politicians anymore.
There'll be politicians. They won't be spending money anymore. Okay, well, sounds good. I'm interested on the development side.
Thank you.
I'm developing modules I'm working on that side. I'm not sure I'd put that much money all of that for myself. I put part of it, and then I'd probably look at bringing in other investors to help. Especially if there's any kind of X deals, companies or individuals that could use this. They put money in exchange for maybe some services. So it's a win-win on both sides. I mean, I know I could do, with some surveys, like what kind of, payment system do you like? Do you like paying cash? Do you want rewards? This sort of thing.
Then we can target this for specific demographics.
Yeah, so I might end up being one of your customers. So.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't with the 1,300 pesos a person, but 5 pesos a person, we can do that. So that's your market you're going after, companies like ours. It's good. All right, well, thanks for coming along, and we'll no doubt talk a bit more later. All right, thanks.
All right, thank you,
Cheers,
sir.
mate. Okay.